The lost treasures of Egypt encompass a wide range of ancient artifacts, treasures, and tombs, many of which have been lost to time, plundered over centuries, or still remain undiscovered. Egypt's history spans thousands of years, and throughout this long period, some of the world's most extraordinary treasures were created, from the great tombs of the pharaohs to valuable artifacts made from gold, precious stones, and fine materials. Here's a detailed account of the most famous and mysterious lost treasures of ancient Egypt. 1. The treasures of Tutankhamun. The most famous discovery in Egyptology is the tomb of Tutankhamun, often referred to as the Boy King. He reigned from about 1332 to 1323 BCE. Although Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings was famously discovered by Howard Carter in 1922, it is considered the tomb's extraordinary contents, treasures that had been sealed for over 3,000 years, that really captured the imagination of the world. The tomb of Tutankhamun. What made Tutankhamun's tomb stand out was the fact that it had been largely untouched by grave robbers. This provided an unprecedented glimpse into the wealth and art of ancient Egypt. The tomb contained thousands of items, including a golden death mask, one of the most iconic artifacts in world history. Jewels, gold chariots, statues, and furniture. A solid gold coffin, with intricate inlays. Weapons, such as swords and daggers, including the famous dagger made with a meteorite. What was lost? Despite the wealth of treasures found in Tutankhamun's tomb, much is still unknown. It is believed that some of the most valuable objects, like his throne or jewels, were either removed before the tomb was discovered or were hidden away by robbers. Some experts even suspect there may be undiscovered parts of his tomb, as certain areas remain sealed. 2. The lost tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Another treasure mystery is the tomb of Cleopatra VII and her lover Mark Antony, two of the most famous figures in ancient Egypt and Rome. While their dramatic story is well known, the location of their tomb remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of Egyptian archaeology. Historical context: Cleopatra and Mark Antony committed suicide in 30 BCE after losing the Battle of Actium to Octavian, later Emperor Augustus. They were said to have been buried together in a grand tomb, with Plutarch and other ancient writers describing a burial site that was both luxurious and immense. Searches and theories. Over the centuries, many searches have been conducted in the area of Alexandria, the capital of Ptolemaic Egypt, where Cleopatra and Antony were believed to have been buried. Archaeologists have focused on a region near Cleopatra's Temple of Isis at Alexandria's eastern harbor. Some believe their tomb might be hidden beneath the waters of the Mediterranean, or even beneath modern-day Alexandria, which has been built over ancient ruins. What's at stake? The discovery of Cleopatra and Antony's tomb could unlock a wealth of historical and material treasures, including golden statues, coins, and priceless artifacts from the Greco-Roman period in Egypt. 3. The lost treasures of the Temple of Karnak. The Temple of Karnak, one of the largest religious complexes ever built, was a sacred site dedicated to the god Ammonius Ra. It stood as the primary religious center of Thebes during the New Kingdom, circa 1550 to 1070 BCE. Among the treasures believed to have been hidden in the Karnak complex were sacred statues, golden offerings, and other royal artifacts. Temple complex. The temple was filled with enormous golden statues of gods and kings, precious stones, and ritual objects used in ceremonies. The treasure of the temple was legendary and considered so valuable that it was said to have been plundered many times by invaders and later, even by pharaohs themselves. What was lost? Much of the temple's treasures disappeared over the centuries during invasions by the Hyksos, Persians, and even later during the rule of Alexander the Great. The golden statues and treasures of Karnak were looted, and most of its riches vanished into history. Despite this, many believe there are still undiscovered relics buried within the temple grounds. 4. The lost treasure of the Ptolemaic dynasty. During the Ptolemaic period, 305 to 30 BCE, Egypt was ruled by Greek pharaohs, beginning with Ptolemy I, one of Alexander the Great's generals. The Ptolemies were known for their wealth and opulence, and their treasures are the stuff of legend. Ptolemaic treasures. Some of the most famous treasures thought to have been hidden or lost include gold and silver coins minted during the reigns of Ptolemy II, III, and IV. Jewels and statues created for the royal court. The famous stone reliefs that tell the story of the royal family's dealings with the gods. What was lost? Despite the riches of the Ptolemaic dynasty, most of the treasures of the Ptolemies were looted during the Roman conquest of Egypt. Cleopatra herself was known to have possessed extraordinary wealth, including luxurious royal regalia and golden artifacts that were likely lost after her death. 5. The lost treasure of the pharaohs, the Valley of the Kings. The Valley of the Kings is a burial site in Luxor, Egypt, home to many of Egypt's most famous pharaohs, including Ramesses II, Seti I, and Tutankhamun. The area was used for royal burials for nearly 500 years. The pharaohs who were buried here were known to have been buried with vast treasures, which were often sealed away with them to accompany them in the afterlife. Royal burials and treasures. The tombs of pharaohs were filled with precious items, including golden sarcophagi, furniture, weapons, and ornate jewelry. Throne chairs made from ivory and gold. Papyrus scrolls detailing the rituals of the afterlife and offering instructions for the deceased. What was lost? While many of the tombs have been discovered, much of the treasure has been lost or stolen by grave robbers over the centuries. Some tombs, like those of Ramesses VI and Seti I, were more carefully hidden and not fully looted, meaning they may still contain undiscovered treasures. Others, like the tomb of Tutankhamun, remain incredibly well preserved, though many of its finer objects were lost or moved before modern archaeologists arrived. 6. The lost treasure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for the pharaoh Khufu, Cheops, is the largest of the 3 pyramids at Giza and is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Despite being looted in antiquity, many still believe that treasure may be hidden in the pyramid. Treasure supposedly hidden. Some believe the pyramid was originally filled with unimaginable wealth, including golden artifacts, precious jewels, and even secrets of the pharaohs' tombs that were hidden away after the pyramid's construction. What was lost? It is widely accepted that the Great Pyramid's treasures were looted in ancient times, perhaps as early as the reign of Khufu's successors. There is still speculation about hidden chambers inside the pyramid, though no substantial treasures have been found since the pyramid's construction. 7. The lost tomb of Osiris and the underworld. Osiris, the ancient Egyptian god of the afterlife and resurrection, has many myths surrounding his tomb. According to legend, Osiris's body was cut into pieces by his brother Set, and those pieces were scattered across Egypt. His wife, Isis, is said to have collected all the pieces and buried them. The lost tomb of Osiris, the final resting place of Osiris himself, is a subject of great speculation, with some suggesting that it lies beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza, or perhaps hidden in the Temple of Karnak. Various explorers have searched for what is thought to be the hidden tomb of this mythical god, believing that the treasures within could grant immense power. Conclusion: the mysteries of Egypt's lost treasures. The treasures of ancient Egypt continue to captivate the imagination. While many treasures have been found, such as those in Tutankhamun's tomb, much remains lost, hidden, or stolen. Some may still lie beneath the sands, buried in undiscovered tombs, temples, and pyramids. Modern archaeology continues to search for these lost treasures, and with new technologies, there is always the hope that some of Egypt's greatest secrets will eventually be revealed.